testily. "Pray go yourself if you wish to." Then he stopped short, for the snoring of Platon was filling the whole room, and also, outrivaling it, that of the dog Yarb. This caused Kostanzhoglo to realize that bedtime really had arrived, wherefore, after he had shaken Platon out of his slumbers and bidden Chichikov good night, all dispersed to their several chambers and became plunged in sleep. All, that is to say, except Chichikov, whose thoughts remained wakeful, and who kept wondering and wondering how best he could become the owner, not of a fictitious, but of a real estate. The conversation with his host had made everything clear, had made the possibility of his acquiring riches manifest, had made the difficult art of estate management at once easy and understandable, until it would seem as though particularly was his nature adapted for mastering the art in question. All that he would need to do would be to mortgage the dead souls and then to set up a genuine establishment. Already he saw himself acting and administering as Kostanzhoglo had advised him, energetically and through personal oversight, and undertaking nothing new until the old had been thoroughly learned, and viewing everything with his own eyes, and making himself familiar with each member of his peasantry, and abjuring all superfluities, and giving himself up to hard work and husbandry. Yes, already could he taste the pleasure which would be his when he had built up a complete industrial organization, and the springs of the industrial machine were in vigorous working order, and each had become able to reinforce the other. Labour should be kept in active operation, and, even as, in a mill, flour comes flowing from grain, so should cash, and yet more cash, come flowing from every atom of refuse and remnant. And all the while he could see before him the landowner who was one of the leading men in Russia, and for whom he had conceived such an unbounded respect. Hitherto only for rank or for opulence had Chichikov respected a man, never for mere intellectual power. But now he made a first exception in favour of Kostanzhoglo, seeing that he felt that nothing undertaken by his host could possibly come to naught. And another project which was occupying Chichikov's mind was the project of purchasing the estate of a certain landowner named Khlobuev. Already Chichikov had at his disposal 10,000 roubles, and a further 15,000 he would try and borrow of Kostanzhoglo, seeing that the latter had himself said that he was prepared to help anyone who really desired to grow rich, while, as for the remainder, he would either raise the sum by mortgaging the estate or force Khlobuev to wait for it, just to tell him to resort to the courts if such might be his pleasure. Long did our hero ponder the scheme, until at length the slumber which had, these 4 hours past, been holding the rest of the household in its embraces, enfolded also Chichikov, and he sank into oblivion. End of Part 2, Chapter 3.